Hey coffee nerds, I'm your host, the Cortado Samurai. Welcome back to the channel. First off, thanks so much for all the recent support. Everyone's been loving my POV barista videos. I promise those aren't as fun in person because the rushes are real and the anxiety is real. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to be doing a dialing in video with me. I'm just going to walk you through kind of the process here. So for starters, this is the first shot I'm pulling in the morning, doing 17 grams, and I'm just trying to get a feel for how it's running. So I'm pulling the shot here, and I'm keeping notes on my little notepad. I don't always keep notes on the notepad, but sometimes I do if I want to. Whenever you're dialing in espresso, it's good to keep notes. Honestly, whenever you're doing anything, it's good to keep notes and kind of document it so you can see, like, hey, if this shot here ran a little bit long, and for example, when does this finish? 36, Jesus. If it runs a little bit long and it finishes at 36 seconds, but I try it and it's super delicious and I'm okay if the shot ran for 36 seconds, there's not a hard and fast rule. But writing it down and taking notes is how you know which recipe ends up being the winner for that day. And coffee changes all the time, so recipes change all the time. Anyways, so the first shot, I didn't love it, so I decided to go coarser. I'm still sticking with 17 grams in. Honestly, I've been thinking about going to 17.5 or maybe 18. However, the issue is that with the volume that we do, especially on the weekends, we run through coffee a lot. We run through a lot of coffee very quickly. So the Guji Ethiopia is usually pretty fresh off of like roast date. I believe this coffee I'm using here dialing in is maybe a week old, so the degassing probably isn't really great yet. Obviously there's no rule for like exactly when it's okay to do it on espresso, but you know, it'd be easier if it was a little bit older. So this second shot, 17 in, 38 grams out, 32 seconds. I said it's a little bit slow. I do end up tasting this one though. It's good to taste pretty much every shot you pull, because again, even if the recipe doesn't come out perfectly like you have in your head, it can still be good. So this one tasted juicy, slightly burnt. I believe I went, yeah, slightly burnt fruit. So what I got from that is it's still a little bit over extracted here, a little bit more bitter burnt notes coming out. So again, this is another indicator that I could go a little bit coarser, open up this Guji Ethiopia a little bit more, and probably get more pleasant, balanced, juicier fruity notes out of this Ethiopia. Like, this Ethiopia isn't my favorite by a long shot, but it is good, and you can get a balanced, juicy, like red berries from it. So that's what we do. We're going to go a little bit coarser on the grind, and here I know I'm getting close to my final grind and recipe, so I'm adjusting the grinder so it'll keep on giving me around 17 grams out, based off of just the seconds that it runs for. Distribute. You always want to make sure your shots are perfect. It's perfect shots. We only use perfect shots whenever we're dialing in. If you can't make perfect shots when there's no pressure in the morning and you're dialing in, you definitely can't make perfect shots whenever there's no, when there's a ton of pressure, the pressure's not on, you're slinging them in a rush. So this shot, for some reason, runs, look, like 40 seconds. Now we did go coarser on the grind, so what this tells me is I probably didn't purge the grinder enough. Anytime you change the grind size on the grinder, you always want to purge out like, I don't know, 40 grams, because almost every single grinder has retention. And so if you're changing the grind settings, just know that you're not changing the grind settings for your next shot. You're changing the grind settings for like the shot after that. So Anyways, I knew that shot was a fluke, so I'm gonna run the same exact shot again, taste it, and see what we get. I don't remember exactly what I wrote for these, but again, we are getting much closer to the ideal recipe I feel like running. Let's see. Oh yes, I remember the tasting notes for this. I wrote mango chainsaw. Whenever I tasted this shot, it tasted almost sparkling. It was so light on the tongue. Like a sparkling mango chainsaw is the flavor of a liquid death. It's mango flavored. It's kind of fuzzy, a little bit of citrusy. I wrote berries again. I didn't quite. One of the problems I noticed with this Guji Ethiopia is it's hard to really nail down. Final tasting note, I wrote not bad. I was thinking about settling for that, but instead I decided to do one more shot. I go a tiny bit coarser here. I'm still doing 17 grams in, and I'm just looking to get a little bit, you know, I want the coffee to I want to be proud of the coffee I serve. Like if someone orders a Doppio Espresso or something, I want to actually be happy to serve them that and give them the best possible Guji Ethiopia experience. This is Wild Gifts coffee, so I gotta represent my boys. So, final shot here. 17 grams in, 37 out, 30-second shot, that's fine. I wrote slower. I don't know what that means. Again, I'm speaking over this, so. There's Hunter in the background. So I did finally end up really enjoying that shot, and moving on. I'm just gonna leave y'all to it. This is gonna be a few pours I did for the day. Some I thought were okay, some were decent, but anyways, enjoy.
That's not a swan.
Oh shit, I forgot.